Hello everybody, what's up? My name is Gurs. Welcome to this video right here. Today I will cover all the best and the worst DPS specs for TBC PvP, specifically Battlegrounds. Not arenas, just Battlegrounds, because arenas I already covered. Go check out this video right here if you are a TBC arena Andy, just like me. And let's head right into it. Alright, the first spec to talk about is the Affliction Warlock. This is not the hybrid spec, this is the pure Affliction Warlock in its purest form. So this means we get access to Unstable Affliction. And in my opinion, one of the most underrated spells in TBC PvP, because many people don't take it because of the hybrid spec, you know, more damage reduction, etc. But I will come back to this later. Affliction, like this, is lacking defensives, obviously. They don't have Soul Link, so they don't have minus 20% damage reduction. But they do have Unstable Affliction. Imagine, you're not being the focus right now. You're fighting in Arathi Basin in the middle at Blacksmith, or you're fighting in Warzone Gulch. Everybody's clashing together right now. Everybody's clashing together. Your enemies are dotted out with corruption and siphon life and whatever, and you just put Unstable Affliction on them as well. The healers cannot do anything. They just have to watch their mates die. They can't do anything. They would go They would go trying to keep them up because they cannot be dispelled. This way, Affliction is just such a mean spec. It's just such a mean spec. This way, it's getting S tier. I'm sorry. I know it's lacking defensives, but you still got fear. You got Howl of Terror. You got everything. This is such a good spec, and if you properly protect yourself, you will be the main DPS output of this BG. No cap. No cap. Okay? Next is the Arcane Mage. And many people, including me, are thinking that this is more or less a meme spec in BGs. But if you let them free cast, oh boy, you are cooked, mister. Just imagine this guy hitting yourself for a 4K Arcane Blast or whatever. This is crazy. Like, they still got Poly, they still got Counterspell, they're still a mage. It is a meme spec in BGs, but it's still a mage, you know? It's still a mage. So you might as well focus him down quickly and get rid of him before he absolutely obliterates your entire team. I put him in D tier because he's lacking, obviously, no Ice Barrier, no Cold Snap, no nothing. He needs to cast. No instant spells. He needs to cast. If he cannot cast, he's cooked. But if he can, you are cooked. Okay, this way he's D tier. We got the Arms Warrior. Very tricky to rate. It depends how many hunters, how many mages, how many casters are on the enemy team. And if there are many, then Warrior is basically cooked. I'm saying this too often. He's cooked. But if there are many melees, he's going to be a killing machine. 50% healing reduction on Mortal Strike, massive damage, not much survivability. I mean, they do have spell reflection for one spell, but that's it, you know. If there are many melee players, you're going to just knock them over. You are the killing machine. You are going to be the MVP of Warzone Gulch if your enemy team has a lot of Enhancement Shamans, Rogues, other warriors, whatever. Just fuck them. But if your enemy team has a Frost Mage, okay, you can just leave. You can just leave. You will never reach him. You will never reach him. You will never reach a hunter. You will never reach a mage. Warrior is such a punching bag, but it's still nice to play. It's still nice to play. If you're gonna play with Storm Herald later on or so, you will stun your enemies. Maybe if you're a bit lucky with the RNG, but as I said, the more melees, the merrier. Okay, so I'm gonna put the Warrior in B tier. It is super strong, but it's very vulnerable. Okay, this is a PvE spec for rogues. I'm not gonna rate that. Actually, let me remove the other one as well. Where's Assassin? There it is. No, that's Combat Assassination. What else can I remove? Let me remove the tanks. I don't need that. There we go. We got Boomy. Boomy. Again, another another spec that needs to cast their spells. I mean, they got Moonfire, they got Insect Swarm, that's pretty good, super good. They got the Moonkin Aura, 5% extra critical strike chance for all the casters, which basically puts them above Arcane Mage already, because they give nothing to their team besides water. You can dot up your enemies and run around, but if you really want to do some good damage, you need to cast Wrath. But you can also be a nuisance to the enemy team. You can just clone them all the time. You can dot them up. You can put Insect Swarm on the melees and stuff. You know, you're going to be a nuisance to the enemy team, and it's going to be super funny to play, probably. I never played them in TBC, but it's going to be funny AF. So I'm going to put them into C tier, because they're obviously lacking damage, but they do have great survivability. If they focus you, just go bear form. If you get rooted, just shapeshift again, you know. You have so much survivability, it's going to be nice in BGs. Not bad at all, not bad at all. You got roots, you got everything you could desire besides a proper mana pool and proper damage. Yeah, but I like Boomy, that's why it gets place in C tier. Next, we have the BM Hunter, and I think all of the other Hunter specs are way much better than BM Hunter because of a whole simple reason. The pet gets CC'd as well. The pet gets slowed, the pet gets CC'd, it gets into Frost Nova, it gets into Freezing Trap, Ice Trap, it gets feared by other hunters, it gets hibernated by druids. It's basically useless. You can render that down to 0. Like, I'm gonna put this into D tier. I'm sorry, but BM Hunter is absolute trash in BGs. Your pet is gonna die in AV. Your pet is gonna die in a big group fight. You have no time to heal your pet because then you do no damage. That's the same reason why the next spec, Demo-Affli, is not good. There's way better alternatives. Demo-Affli is 100% based on their Felguard. They can cast Shadow Bolt, but then that's it, you know. That's it. That's why everybody is playing this hybrid spec right here. Demo-Affli is trash. I'm very sorry to say, but it gets the E tier. Obviously, they do have fear and everything, but if your entire damage is based upon a pet, then BM Hunter and Demo-Affli surely do not deserve a place above D tier. I mean, Demo-Affli needs to cast every spell. They do not have many instants. BM Hunter can still do damage. That's why it's D tier, in case you're wondering. But let's just continue. We got the Retribution Warlock. And this one needs to cast everything too. But it's not reliant on their pet. They usually play with the Wisp. That's why it's not that big of a problem. In my opinion, way stronger than Demo, obviously. That's why they deserve a place in D tier. They're not my favorite. They need to cast everything. If there's a melee on the Retribution Warlock, he can basically just shove his own grave. Like there's no way he's gonna cast anything unless he's good at faking. But with a 3-second cast time, Shadow Ball is really not that easy to fake. Okay, I'm not gonna rate the healers today, so I'm gonna skip the Discipline Priest. Next in line is the Elemental Shaman. Well, compared to many other casters of this expansion, Elemental Shaman does not have that many problems with their mana pool. They will have more mana to spend than Shadow Priest and Balance Druid combined. That's why in BGs, Elemental is pretty solid. They do crazy damage with Chain Lightning. They have a dot. They have off heal. They have everything you could desire. They have Spirit Wolf. They have many totems. They have Tremor Totem. Super important. Tremor Totem. And many others. Poison removal. Resistances. Slow. They have everything you could desire. Well, they do not have a solid defensive help me button, but in general, a super good spec. In my opinion, I'm thinking about, should I put it in A tier or in B tier? Like, Element is so good. I'm just ranking BGs, okay? I'm just ranking BGs. That's why it's getting a place in A tier. This is such a good spec. Super good. Next in line is Enhancer. And this one is very dependent on your team again. As the spec says, you are enhancing your team, okay? You have Wind Fury Totem, you have Wind Fury Procs yourself. If you're playing with a bunch of melees, okay, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. I'm gonna put you in B. But if you are playing with a full caster team, I do not know. I do not know if you are that welcome in this group. You are lacking defensives. I mean, you have a defensive ability, but it's, I do not know. I'm not very sure about Enhancer. I'm kind of thinking about C or B. I mean, it really depends on the group. If you're a full rogue warrior, especially Red Paladin with Wind Fury is insane. If you are with the Red Paladin warriors, I may as well put you S tier, okay? I may as well put you S tier. But if you're not, if you're playing with an Arcane Mage, a Boomy, and a Frost Mage, and whatnot, I can put you E tier. Like, I'm very sorry, but I think I have to do it. I think I have to do it. Enhancer is cool. It's very nice. I like it. It's very mobile. It's very versatile. It's very cool. But it's, you know, it's not that great. It's not that great. I rather, like, for BGs, okay? For BGs. Don't get offended too much. We're talking about BGs here. Same for Ferals, actually. I'm not a big fan of Ferals in BGs. Sure, they can be in stealth. They can be in stealth. They can be a nuisance. They can be a nuisance, but they cannot be a game changer. They are good flag carries. But as I said, we're not talking about tanks right here. Best flag carry in the game, but it just doesn't matter right now. Damage-wise, not super good. If you are in the enemies, you might be focused. You might be focused and then have to be forced to switch into bear form, and then your damage is nullified. You know, very healer dependent. I'm not very sure. What am I doing with my lip? I'm not very sure. I'm gonna put Pharaoh into C tier. Actually, no. They need to go out of cat form to cast their Cyclone. There's no instant Cyclone for them. I can put them into D tier, because they're just that useless. I think, I'm very sorry for all the Pharaoh players, but I think they're very useless. Imagine you have to manually go out of cat form to clone somebody, to root somebody. I mean, this is not Lich King, this is not Cataclysm. You have to do it. And your damage gets nullified. You cannot do anything. You have no interrupt. You have nothing. You have a little stun, okay? I give you that. You have some proper bleeds. But imagine you play against a dwarf. Boom, it's just all gone. Anyways, you deserve a place in D tier. I'm very sorry. Fire Mage. Fire Mage does not have a problem with their mana pool like other casters like Boomy and Shadow. Again, I'd say they have proper damage output, but need to cast everything as well. Like, they have no extra crit when they root somebody like Frost Mage. They have no damage, additional damage when somebody is at Frost Nova, etc. So I think Fire Mage is in the same category as Destruction Warlock. It's very crit dependent. It's very, you need to cast. If somebody's on you, you might as well dig your own grave, just like the Elemental Shaman. But I mean, you have Poly again. You have Scourge. Scourge is way faster than any Arcane Blast. It is playable. It is playable. You can play it. It's not a meme spec like Arcane Mage. It is playable. You have Poly, you have Counter, you have Scourge. I would advise you to just spam Scourge, because Fireball is just going to be too long of a spell. So that's it. Full stop. Frost Mage. Frost Mage is super good. Frost Mage is hands down one of the best specs in this game. It doesn't matter which tier list I do in PvP. This is going to be the way to go. Frost Mage is super good. As a warrior, they just instantly obliterate warriors. They obliterate rogues. They obliterate Enhancement Shamans. They obliterate everybody, maybe besides hunters and shadow priests and element shamans. they're very vulnerable. Okay, let me actually put them down a little bit. They're very vulnerable to any caster. Their ice barrier, mana barrier can get dispelled by discipline and shadow priest and any shaman players. Very vulnerable, yes, very. So I'm gonna put them. I'm not sure, man. Should I roll the dice? They're super good in general. You need them. You need them. You need them. It's gonna be S tier. It's gonna be S tier. Fury is a PvE spec. It doesn't have mortal strike, thus it gets F tier. Not gonna rank the healers today. Marksman Hunter. Marksman, in comparison to Beastmaster, is super good against this guy right here. Super good against this guy right here. And super good against anybody, basically, in BGs. Hunters are always the MVPs of BGs. They're so good. No matter where you see a hunter, he's probably going to be top of the meters of this BG. And they're probably always going to be the flamers as well. They're going to be the toxic guys. Hey guys, do more damage, please. Oh, he doesn't say please. He says something else I cannot say on this video. Hunters lack defensives by a long shot. They lack defensives. And marksmen lacks CC as well. They have no sleep, sting. I forgot the name of it. I'm stupid. Like Survival Hunter does. But I'm still gonna put this guy into A tier just because of a high damage output he has. Very important role. Now we got PoM Poly Mage. PoM Poly Fire Mage. Yeah, this guy is a meme spec for real. Even more of a meme spec than Arcane Mage. I mean, you can play PoM Poly in 2v2, but we're talking about BGs here. Every 3 minutes, you have an instant pyroblast. If you manage to kill somebody, congratulations. You still have to wait 3 minutes. If you didn't kill anybody, yeah, you are a burden to your team. PoM Poly Mages are a burden to their team. I would not advise to play this at all. You can play this in world PvP. It's going to be super fun. It's going to be amazing. And you can play this occasionally in 2v2. But other than that, for BGs, this is unacceptable. Okay? This is just not good. I'm sorry. It's just not good. Why would you wait 3 minutes to kill somebody if you could just do proper damage instead, you know? And this is, yeah, this is it. This is it. Red Paladin. The Red Paladin is amazing if you have a Shaman on your team with Wind Fury Totem. Red Pally can literally one-shot you into the grave, resurrect you, and one-shot you one more time because the damage is just going to be so amazing. It's just going to be so good. But if you don't play with a Shaman, you are cooked. I'm saying it again. Cooked. Anyways, if a mage, a priest, a shaman manages to actually dispel your freedom, you're cooked. You're cooked, yeah. Because you cannot move then. You will never be able to reach anybody. You will not reach the Frost Mage, never ever. You will never reach the Hunter that laid down a frost trap. You will never reach the Boomy that roots you again. If your freedom gets dispelled, you'll be depressed in no time because you are basically an auto attack simulator that cannot reach its target. So what do you do? What do? You just log out and delete your character. Because in BGs, Red Pally is, I don't know, man. You are a buff slave. You are a buff slave and an auto attack simulator. That's what you are. In my opinion, Red is really not good. It's really not good. I'm sorry. If you have a shaman in your team, okay, this is acceptable. But if you're not, you will most likely have a shaman in your team because shaman is popular. This is why you will get a place in D tier. Are you happy now? You thought I was going to put you in F tier, no? You get D tier. Now we have the Shadow Priest. As a priest main myself, I'm currently playing as a Shadow in BG sometimes to farm some marks and honor. And I get after 5 or 6 casts of Shadow Word Pain. I want to dot up the enemy team, Vampiric Touch and Shadow Word Pain and everything, you know. Occasionally some Mind Blast, blah blah. I get in 10 seconds. I most of the time I top the meters, you know, I dot up the enemy team. I'm I sacrifice myself, basically killing myself so I get resurrected with mana again. Because I'm going to be useless for the team fight. What am I going to do? Am I going to want the enemy team until somebody's dead? No, I'm going to be an annoyance for my team because I'm going to do 70 damage a second. It's useless. It's useless sometimes. Like the beginning damage is insane. You have Vampiric Touch and Shadow Word Pain on your enemy, and he's going to die in a few seconds. But if you do that on 2 or 3 enemies, you're going to be and then what? Then what? You're going to use your mana potion, okay. You're going to use your demonic rune, okay. If you are the focus, you will drain all of your healer's mana, even though you don't even have mana to defend yourself. This is a problem. The main thing you are going to do as a Shadow Priest is not deal damage, even though it's very tempting. You are a Dispel simulator. Your Dispel button dispels 2 enemy magic effects. Super effective against mages and resto druids. So yeah, dispel. It doesn't matter if you're at the bottom of the meters. Dispel wise, you will always be at the top, and you have this 5-second silence every 45 seconds. Super good. Super good. I love Shadow Priest. But sadly, the mana pool is dragging everything down so hard that you are nothing more than, you know, maybe you can dodge a single Shadow Word Pain on your enemy, but then just Dispel, please, just Dispel, okay? Let the others do the damage. You are Dispel Simulator. You get C tier. The silence is just too good to put this guy in D tier. Now we got the Hybrid Lock. I mean, if we are talking about random BGs and not some pre-made versus pre-made where the people actually play good, this guy would be just as good as the other Affliction because nobody will dispel the dots anyways. Have you seen many people dispelling dots? I have not, because many people, they just play for fun. You know, I'm not going to judge them. I'm not going to judge them. They're just going to play for fun. And, oh, I need to heal this guy because he's low HP. It doesn't matter how many dots he has, you know. This guy gets S tier. He gets less damage. He has, I think, is it 20 or 30% damage reduction Soul Link? I'm not going to Google it now. I'm just going to let you guys write in the comments. You're going to be my research slaves. Yeah, less damage taken, and they still got 7 life. They got corruption. They got other dots as well, which the name I forgot. This curse, you know, curse of blah, blah, blah. Very good spec. They got fear, Heart of Terror. They got everything the other Warlock has as well. Minus unstable affliction, but more survivability. Super good spec. Super good. And now we got to the real banger. We got Sub-Rogue. Sub-Rogue, as always, in all scenarios, in the whole expansion of TBC, and Classic, and Lich King, whatever, Rogue is always S tier. Sub-Rogue is always S tier. They got Shadow Step. Shadow Step is super amazing in TBC. What other class has an ability to just pop up behind you? Rogues do it from behind after all. This is crazy. Sub-Rogue is amazing. Cheap shot, kidney shot combo, reset, blind reset. You know, they have so many opportunities. Just vanish, and I don't even want to continue this because I'm gonna puke. Rogue gets S tier, or Sub gets S tier. Okay, such a good spec. Such a good spec. If I'm gonna play RMP 100%, I'm gonna play Discipline Priest, and I'm I'm gonna get you guys some very, very crazy 3v3 videos. This would be insane. Anyways, the last spec in this list is the Survival Hunter. And just like the Marksman Hunter, which does a little bit more damage than the Survival Hunter, but has less survivability, as the name says. Survival has more, survivability, and this one sleep CC, you know, the poison sleep, which is super important if somebody is tunneling you. Just imagine there's a rogue on your ass right now, and you really have to get rid of him. So you put the frost trap down or the freezing trap, and you just sleep him. You just sleep him. Oh, there's a mage casting frostbolt at you right now. Okay, let's just sleep him. Let's just sleep him. Let's get out of here. Next, Survival Hunter is so good. It does not buff their team up like Marksman Hunter with the True Shot aura, but Survival Hunter has something to it. You know, I think it's really good. The damage is almost the same, but you're going to be less of a nuisance to your healers if you're getting targeted, because you just have more survivability, man. It's called Survival Hunter, right? So let me set this straight right here. I only got one in B tier, but I think it is right like this. I think it is true. Affliction, Frost, Hybrid, Sub, and S tier. I think this is correct. I think this is correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think only one spec deserves the B tier, which is the Arms Warrior. They're not super good, but not mid. So this is my final take. This is my final take. And let me know what you think in the comments. But this is going to be my PvP TBC Battlegrounds tier list. And thank you for watching. Subscribe if you liked it, like if you liked it, and I'll see you on the next one.